This video is going to cover what is hard for both anatomy classes for the heart. I will post what people found easy and boring and interesting. Spoiler, everyone found the aorta and vena cava easy. So the biggest thing I saw for the hard was the anterior intraventricular sulcus. So I have the pen mode on, and this whole string of fat right there, that is all the anterior intraventricular sulcus. So if I zoom in, it is all the sulcus. So this whole thing right there, that is the sulcus. And it has both an artery and a vein in it. So see the vein that showed up in it, and now the artery. And of course, everything is made into a mess. So number 2 structure was the coronary sinus. Several students thought this was hard, and I actually agree with all of you. I think it's the hardest on them because here it is in the back. If it lets me click on it, this right here is the coronary sinus. So it's hidden on the back. On our hearts, it's actually on the underneath side because the heart is sort of sitting on the diaphragm. So it is really hard to find it. I would have to do some sort of sticker that made you look all the way around. So people were also having trouble with the valves. And a couple of the groups, when they were pointing out the hard valve, actually had the wrong side. So this is the right side of the heart, the patient's right side. I know that because the pulmonary trunk is coming off of it. If I look up in there, there is the pulmonary semilunar valve. Now, this is the tricuspid valve because it has 1, 2, 3 cusps. One of the groups, the last group I actually watched, said they like the bicuspid because it only has 2 cusps. 1, 1, 2. So that is how you could actually tell those apart. You count the number of cusps, or do what I did and just memorize the left is the bicuspid, the right is the tricuspid. But again, on the models, you could count them. And then this is the pulmonary semilunar valve because it's going off into the pulmonary trunk. And then lastly, here, a little valve way up in there. That is the aortal semilunar valve. And there's one model I can actually ask you. It's the same model that's down in the tutoring center. So that is the pulmonic valve. So that was the biggest problem in mix-ups. And one person put Purkinje fibers on our hearts. They're the white fibers in the myocardium. I've never, ever asked that. And one other thing, and I actually meant to put this earlier on, what I'm going to do on the test is I'll ask chamber or valve or vessel. So that should narrow it down a lot. So if I ask valve, there's only 4 valves, 1, 2, and 2 more on the side. If I ask chamber, there's only 4 chambers. If I asked vessel, you all said the aorta and the vena cava are easy. Some people said the pulmonary trunk and pulmonary arteries are easy. Some people said the pulmonary veins were easy. So that's how I'm going to do the test. It'll be valve, chamber, vessel, valve, chamber, vessel. So thank you.